welcome back to my channel. Today I have my second video for our curriculum choices for the 2018-2019 school year. So my first video that I've already posted was my third graders language arts and math curriculum choices, and today I am doing the video for my my first graders choices for language arts and math. I'll do my kindergartners next, and then we will go over our our group subjects such as history, science, and Bible. So today I'm going to start out first with our math selections for her. So just like my son, we are sticking with primary mathematics from Singapore Math. She finished the Essential Mathematics program, A and B, this year, and so we're moving on to primary mathematics 1A and 1B. And it's very similar to what my son is doing with his math, the way that it's laid out. You have the teacher's edition, the textbook, and then you have a workbook. I haven't ordered her workbooks yet, but I wanted to go ahead and do this video and show you how it kind of looks. So this is the teacher's edition, or the teacher's guide, sorry, home instructor's guide. There's an introduction. There's kind of a scheme of work. So this isn't necessarily like the lesson plans already made up for you. This is more of a guide to how you can progress throughout the year with this curriculum. So it's got the week, the objective, the textbook pages, the workbook pages, and the teacher's guide pages, but it does state, if you read the introduction, like certain children may work through things more quickly, certain children may need extra time on something. Obviously they're all different, so you kind of just go by what your child needs, and they have that all the way through. So this has about 16 lessons, and there are reviews throughout the course. There's a kind of a brief summary about manipulatives being used, supplements, and then you get right into the lesson. So the lessons all look the same pretty much. You have the materials that you need, you have the teaching activity, you have the textbook pages that you'll be doing, the workbook exercises, and then any reinforcement that you might need for that concept. And that's how most of the lessons, pretty much all the lessons, look. And then at the back you have some extras. Let's see. So you have mental math, and the answers are in front of the mental math pages. And then after that you have manipulatives that you could copy and cut out and use. And these do pop up in the lessons. So it's kind of nice that they give those to you. So that's what the home instructor's guide looks like. The textbook is very colorful and bold and fun. You know, with each lesson it'll tell you what activities or kind of exercises to look over in the textbook before you move on to the workbook. And then, so that was 1A. 1B is very similar. Obviously, it's just further, you know, more advanced concepts than 1A. But then the workbook, which this one's my son's, I just wanted to show you. The workbook is very much like the textbook, it's just not colored. But I like that all of the activities are very different. The problems are not the same thing. It's just, the way that it's written out, it's a lot of fun. And it's, they've liked it so far. I really, really, really like Singapore Math. So I'm happy to be sticking with that. Now for our language arts, we've gotten halfway through course book level K from The Good and the Beautiful. We're going to continue with this. If we finish it, then we will just move on to level 1. We're about halfway through this. She stopped right before we started working on sentence structure, so she's pretty close to where she needs to be. The Good and the Beautiful Language Arts program covers phonics, reading, spelling, literature, grammar and punctuation, and art appreciation. So the way that this is laid out, you have your at a glance, your table of contents. There are 47 lessons in this course. You have a good overview about the course and how to use the different parts. And then on this book you have an assessment test before your child starts to make sure they're ready to use this course. And this is also available on the website as well as other assessments for the different levels. Here you have your phonics area. So the course comes with yellow phonics cards, much like the All About Reading and All About Spelling courses or curriculum. So you have yellow phonics cards, and it tells you how to use those in the curriculum. You have sight word lists, and then you have the instruction on how to use those. You have spelling word lists over here, and when they finish their list, they've got these little pictures that they can color. The same over here, like when they finish working on a sight word list, then they get to color certain things. Poetry memorization, and then getting into the lessons. So the lessons are all different lengths. Some of them are very short, some of them have more parts to them. When I work with her, we basically do enough that I feel like she's grasping the concept that we're going over, but I'm not going to force her to finish the whole lesson if it's like 5 or 6 parts just to get it done. So for instance, lesson 1 isn't too long. You have the assessment for lesson 1, and then you have this worksheet, and then this worksheet. And the way this course is used or written, it tells you what to say and what to ask the child. So it's scripted, which is really nice. And everything, all the lessons are different. There's different types of games and worksheets and stories. Lots of pretty vibrant colors. So this is a fun one. I mean, you know, sometimes they're not in the mood. Sometimes we're not in the mood to teach. But for the most part, they've really enjoyed this curriculum and they've done really well. So beside the phonics cards, you also get mini books, which I don't have those with me. But, and then with the mini books and the phonics cards, you also get the Level K reader. And this stuff you can download, via like PDF. But there's so much color I didn't want to deal with printing and binding it, so. But this is what the reader looks like. It tells you throughout the course when to use the reader and how to use it. So that is what we're using. That is our core. The Good and the Beautiful is our core. Now, I decided I wanted to beef up the curriculum a little bit. And so, what she's going to be using, one of the things is 180 days of language arts for first grade. So each day has a worksheet. This is mainly grammar, sentence structure, parts of speech, that kind of thing. And so we're going to be using this. This also has a CD in the back, a resource CD to use. And it looks like this goes up to grade 6. So I'm excited to use this, and I may use some of the lessons in the back here even for my son, the ones that are a little more difficult. But so I'll be using that. We're also going to be using Wordly Wise for her, because I really want to focus on vocab. So this is the student book. This is book 1. We decided to, because she's going to be in grade 1, and the kindergarten book just looked a little too young for her, so I didn't want her to be bored. So this is kind of what that book looks like. Now, the directions for each lesson are on here, So you could probably get away with not buying the teacher's guide, but I think you're going to have buying the teacher's resource kit, you're just going to have a lot more to enforce what they're learning. And so the teacher's resource book looks like this. You've got all the introduction goodies, the program overview, the pacing. This program is set up to be used 3 days a week. The word list, oops, kind of off the screen there. So this is how it looks. So week 1, day 1. You've got the introduction, so you introduce the story, introduce the words. You've got materials over here, story, words. And then you have picture cards and then a read aloud. Also, with the read aloud, you're asking questions throughout the story, so it's helping with reading comprehension. Then you have day 2, day 3, and then you start with day 1. And that's pretty much how the lessons are laid out in the teacher's guide. And then in the back here, you have these cute little, these are kind of like if you were in a classroom, you would send these home with the student. So you've got a song, and then you have a note to the family with word lists. And so you could do these with your student. Obviously, being a homeschool family, you wouldn't have to copy anything and send it home with any kids. So that's kind of nice to have that kind of reinforcement there. So that's the teacher list. You also have picture cards and concept cards. So these are the picture cards. They're pretty big. I mean, this is my hand. So for instance, you would have this little girl thinking about the beach, and the word is memory. And so you have a ton of these picture cards. And then you have concept cards. These are massive. Look how big that is. This is my hand. It's huge. My daughter's going to crack up. She's going to think this is the funniest thing ever. So, I mean, you can see this. These guys work in construction, and in the back it says jobs, builder. Let's see. This right here, it shows the country of Haiti and the Dominican Republic, the flags, palm trees, Capitol building. I guess we're referring to Haiti because it shows Haiti in relation to the USA. Because I'm not sure if it must be Haiti's flag. I don't know that offhand. But then it'll say New Year's celebrations Haiti. So yeah, we're talking about Haiti. So those are the concept cards for that. So that's the Wordly Wise program. And then the last thing we're using within language arts is handwriting, and we're doing handwriting without tears. My printing book, she used letters and numbers last year, but I didn't have the teacher guide. And so I wanted to get this year just to make sure that we are where we need to be with handwriting. I know that it's not something that they have to have beautiful handwriting to be able to function in the real world, but I personally really like nice handwriting, and I think that it shows you know, a nice attention to detail and things like that. So anyway, the way that the teacher's guide is set up, you have the table of contents, you have a ton of introduction material, a ton of introduction material. I'm going to have to read this. It'll take a while to sit down and read this. Scope and sequence, and then you have teaching guidelines. It does have the kind of the lesson layout, so it's a 5-day program, and it'll show you each week, you know, this week you're doing this page on Monday, and this on Tuesday, and this on Wednesday, and it kind of has it laid out for you in a nice way that it makes it easier to plan. Posture, paper, and grip. Let's see, and then I want to see, okay, this is getting into the lesson here. Okay, so the first lesson is called Help Me Write My Name. So every lesson is set up to where you have the objective, the lesson introduction, the direct instruction, the guided practice, and the checked letters. Same thing over here. You're talking about frog jump capitals, the objective, lesson introduction, direct instruction, guided practice, check letters. There are also enrichment activities, cross-curricular connections, support. So that's what all those lessons look like throughout the teacher's manual. And then the student workbook looks like this. I love that Handwriting Without Tears has cute little names for their things, such as, like, on this one there's the frog jump capitals, so it kind of helps the child understand that concept of the different strokes that you're using with your pencil. You've got the magic sea bunny. So this is what this book looks like. So there is a little bit of copy work, but not a whole lot. You know, at this age, if you're going to make them write a whole lot, they're going to get frustrated. And so she does sometimes get frustrated. So I like that it's not overwhelming with the amount that they're writing. So that is what we have chosen for this year's Language Arts and Math for my first grader. So if you have any questions or comments, just put them in the comment box below. If you haven't subscribed, hit the subscribe button. And yeah, I'll see you on my next video. So have a great day and take care. Bye now.